Howdy chaps, and welcome back to another fantastic episode. Now I did say you probably wouldn't get too many videos. What I should have said is you won't get any during the week. But on the weekend though, I'm still going to attempt some because I'm in a very rare position where I'm in the workshop. I don't ever anybody hanging off me. There's no one making noise at either side of this building. I am in a fantastic position. As I would have said in, I think, my video that I've just done, the downside with the workshop is the noise of a radio playing next door. That's it. That's the only problem with this joint. It makes it very difficult to do videos. So on a weekend when there's no radio playing, it is fantastic. So what we're going to do in this video, I'm trying to say really positive and whatnot and bubbly, so the Goon Squad guys, what's going on you guys? Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. Don't do it, Graham. I'm going to paint some pink EJ bits. After work every day I've been prepping these bits, sandblasting them, etch priming, painted them with a I don't know where it is, I'll get it in a second, I'll show you, with some primer. It's actually quite good. I'll show you the headlight bucket that I've tidied up. It's not fantastic, but it's better than what it was, which was garbage. And we'll show you painting these little bits, and hopefully I don't screw it up because I'm on camera. You know, you're guaranteed to get it perfect if you don't film it. Pretty much the same with everything. So let's show you what I've got planned. Alrighty chaps, now I want to show off a product that I have absolutely been gobsmacked by. I have never been surprised by a product, hardly ever. Except now. This, I believe you can get it from Bunnings or wherever. Hammerite metal paint, smooth black, no need to prime, no need to undercoat, quick drying. I disagree with the quick drying part. Direct to rust, la la la. This stuff is unbelievable. Look at that. That's the right way up. That's a near factory finish on the headlight bucket. That's what they're supposed to look like. Now, I will admit, if I wanted to spend 6 years doing this, whoopsie, I could have smoothed out all the pitting and whatnot, but I sandblasted it, especially considering these are pretty well exposed inside the wheel arch of a EJ Holden. They're gonna cop stone chips, and you can see it's had a few, but that was sandblasted and then painted with that stuff, and oh my word, that, especially this side which hasn't been exposed to the joys of being sandblasted, it looks like it's new. Like, they do have a glossy finish when they're in, like when they're new. And I've actually got the headlight mounting brackets and all the screws and stuff off being zinc plated, so when this is done you're going to think Peter Anderson did this because it's going to look lovely. He's actually been a fairly big inspiration to me with actually going to all the efforts to get all the details right. He's a very detail orientated person and I quite enjoy that, and it does make a huge difference. So I'm doing that on this EJ. I'm going a bit nuts with it, a bit like he does. He's been an inspiration to me. But that, for a rattle can finish, I think I put 2 coats on it. I let one coat dry overnight and then I come back and put another coat on it. And for a rattle can finish, holy schmoly. Yes, so like I said, I disagree with the quick drying part. That's a bold-faced lie. I would strongly recommend put a coat on and then don't touch it for 24 hours. But wow, incredible. You know, if Hammerite wanted to sponsor me, I wouldn't be that upset by it, you know. If you guys are listening, you're probably not, but you might. So that was a pretty good product placement. Yeah, the EJ is, the old boy's doing a fantastic job of stripping it, although he does need to listen occasionally with using angle grinders where they shouldn't be used, but anyway. Guards, get your guards there. These are for the coupe and the rotisserie. They're for that Landau. That's from Brothers Landau. That's a spare Landau guard. These are the XC guards that came with that hand-me-down coupe. These were supposed to be done but I was a little bit upset when they turned up by the fact that the other one, this one's worse than this one, but they didn't fix the inside. Like, they put a patch in them on the outside, but you didn't fix the inside. And it really bothers me when people do that, because you would have had to see the inside piece being rusty before you put the patch in. Why would you do half a job? But yes, these Peters guards looking lovely. I got the Epitech on. Yeah, now it's feeling dry. Yesterday they didn't exactly feel fantastically dry, so it's taken a good 24 hours for it to. This one's really dry. That's lovely. So that's been a week, and I want to leave this one for a week too. You just give that Epitech that little bit longer to dry. It takes a bit of time, in my opinion. And I found a little baby hole I've got to weld up right here on the tip because the guard was a bit crunched. And one of them, I think it was this one, somebody's actually put a small patch in it right here, and it's got a little bit of rust just here, so I have to fix that and tidy that up a bit, but not too bad. That's the old front, because I bought a new piece. That's the old one, for the EJ I mean. I'm looking around, not looking forward to doing this job. This is my really good grill. I've got to get all those chrome slats out and repolished and get that piece sandblasted. The front doors are currently being sandblasted. This piece needs to go off to be sandblasted. This is stripped and ready to rock and roll. This is a very fantastically straight piece. So yes, everything is progressing along quite nicely. The XC Coupe goes off to be sandblasted on Monday, as far as I'm aware, but they're fairly busy, so whether or not it gets done in 5 minutes, who knows. Look at that, incredible. Anyway, moving right along. Spootly's got to be stripped and sandblasted. The rear door's got to be stripped and sandblasted. The bonnet's stripped but hasn't been removed and needs to go to be sandblasted for the EJ. Alright, now we're cooking with gas. So, as you saw, one of my headlight rings is done and at home in lovely. This one slightly stuck. This one had a baby dent that was like right here. I have since put a teeny tiny bit of dolphin glaze in it, and that's ready to be painted. I'll wire that up and hang that. These were incredibly painful to sandblast, but that's truly the only way to make them pretty. There's one of the spots is one of them really hard to pick, but I reckon one of the little doodads is slightly bent. I think it might be. I swear I saw it the other day. Oops. And that's your steering column bracket. All these little bits have got to be pink. I did sandblast the glove box lid. And at some point in time I've got to get all the sand out of it. And I'm doing up an air cleaner for a customer. So this is mine and that's his. And the two snorkels that are there, his one and mine. So I figured I'd do them at the same time. His one actually needs rust repairs, so unfortunately I'm trying my best to get them all done, but everything just has to take its time and place and whatnot. So what we're going to tackle today is putting some of this that stuck to the table, Panola Rose, on this and this. I was joking to one of my other buddies of painting one of these air cleaners pink, and I was thinking to myself going, you know what, I might upset a few people and I might paint my one pink just because I think it would be funny. But yes, here's all the wiring for the headlight buckets and stuff, so they're all got to be cleaned up. My bench is a little bit of a mess at the moment, but you know, it's the joys of having 1,000 things on the go at once. And I need to rustle up myself another original Lucas headlight. I think I've got one, but I've got to find it. I'd imagine actually people who like XW and XY Falcons probably give their favourite body part for probably one of those Lucas headlights if you're doing a concourse restoration. But you can't have it as mine. So what we're going to do is, because these don't require hardly anything, I'm just going to get a bit of grey scotchy, ooh la la, and just scuff them up, and then sort of make a table or something for these to sit on, so they're like that almost. And I've got to hang this. I'll do it the same way I did the other one, which is just a bit of wire through the 3 little screw holes, and then we can mix up some pink and paint them. So what I'll do is I'll get this stuff ready, and then you can have the joys of just snapping straight into the next scene where it's all done. Well, not that it's all done, I'll show you the mixing the paint and etc. I meant to show off the primer that I used, which is actually another U-Pole brand. Actually incredibly good. If you're doing just little odds and sods, like what I was doing, fantastic. Absolutely the bee's knees. I think this stuff is money. I don't know if it's I don't think it's 2-pack, but it's obviously not 2-pack because it's in a rattle can. But gee, it works well. If you say, like, if you're doing a small piece like that, you'd etch, prime it, scotch it, spray it with this, let it dry, scotch it, paint it. You know, pretty straightforward. And I got my little mixing cups, 2-to-1 Panola Rose. Unfortunately, I've run out of mixing sticks, so brand new recip saw blades do rather well. So there we go over here. Gee, my floor's filthy. And I don't expect a fantastic job, but we're not aiming for fantastic, we're aiming for that'll do. Well, not that'll do, but you know, I want a good job. But I don't work in a super clean environment. I don't have a spray booth, so you know, if you lower your standards to expect some trash, you'll probably end up pretty happy. So I found out which one of the little fins were bent and straightened it, and they've all been scotchied, waxed and greased, and then tack clothed, and then this one's hanging up over here. So hopefully it shouldn't look too bad. And I'll put the camera down, paint these, and then we'll show you how they look after. Alrighty kids, I think painting it pink was the right choice. I have a couple of little runs. Not going to be a showstopper, especially if this one keeps going the way it is. It's dribbling going that way. All of that is covered, but I probably will fix it down the track. But so far, these bits are the ones I was the most worried about. They are perfect. Mighty hard to paint because you've got to go that way, and then you've got to turn around and come back this way. And I tried to prop them up off the paper so that it wouldn't sort of link itself to the floor. I mean, so the paint wouldn't drip and touch the paper basically, and then you'd have a permanent attachment. So I mean, the downside with 2-pack is when you paint it, even after you finished, it still keeps moving, which is why you got to give it time between coats. I gave it a good amount of time between them, and then my second one was just a little bit heavier on this bit because I put 2 coats on these, and then there's 3rd coat on this one because I was trying to bury trash. And that might have been one too many. And this up here, I reckon there's gonna be a couple little issues there, but considering on where that is, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I can always just denib and fix, but the rest of it looks lovely. So I do consider it a win. I am not a painter. If you want to go see top-notch painting, you either go watch V Auto Refinishing or Bog Dust for breakfast. He is actually a new and upcoming channel, and he's quite good as well, so be sure to check both of them out. They do some exceptional work. I myself am but a mere panel beater. I am not a painter. I can just get myself by. But I do think this is not offensive. I did notice, despite these 2 grills looking identical, they're actually ever so slightly different. All the grill slats point in different directions. So like there is a left and a right, weirdly enough. And there is a little notch in this one and not a notch in that one. So I'm thinking that's how you pick the difference. Because superficially they do fit in either hole. But they don't quite look right when you do. So that's the steering wheel bracket that sort of goes under here, I had to take it off because, well, I'm going to have to paint this. I still got to get the choke cable out. I think these gauges might not find their way back in. I don't know, I'm not sure. They've never been very well attached anyway. So I've got the grey for the top. It's interesting because I know for a fact that I took the dash out. The last person who touched it was the factory worker, so that was kind of cool. So I've got, you can still see the red lead, and obviously they run a bit of masking tape or something over that when they paint it. I don't quite know why you would bother. Possibly just the way it is. And then obviously they tape it through here and around. Looks like, kind of looks like maybe the blue is on first and the grey is over the top of it. So, you know, I just like looking at the way they manufacture things and how the factory paint things. So yeah, we've got to do that. Look how lovely that plume chamber is. Perfect. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. See, the wiring is all immaculate. So I've got one of these gear sticks being re-chromed at the moment too, so at some point I'll have to take that out. Luckily I learned to drive on one of these. There'd be so many people who wouldn't have a clue how to drive 3 on the tree column manual. There you go. First, second, third, and then neutral. So you got first is down, slip it forward, up is second, and down is third, and then you go up for reverse. There's Toyota Hiace vans that I learnt to drive on as well at the same time, and that was a 5-speed column manual. That was fun, but I always like the column manuals. I got new pedals. That's the wrong pedal right there. I don't know what the hell that is doing there, but that's the right one. That's the wrong one. Right. That's a bit of a bummer. It's fairly heavily mutilated, that one actually. Anyway, and I will call that person back. But yes, hope you enjoyed this little EJ update video, and the painting of this stuff. I mean, I'm sorry I didn't film actually painting it, but I like to pay attention to what I'm doing at times, especially when it's important. So yeah, I'll catch you up in the next video when I can.